What's up, YouTube family? How are you? Another beautiful day that God has made. Woke us up so we can see this and just experience life. Just wanted to say welcome everybody to Family Table. Welcome, fam. And we just wanted to come to you and just get on here because it's about that time. Today we're going to be doing quite a few different recipes, and we'll make sure we put all the links where you can find what we did, except for the sweet and sour chicken. What we did in the description box, you know that box down there. Now, I don't know if this is, it's semi-healthy, I'll say that. We're going to be making sweet and sour chicken, homemade sweet and sour chicken with the rice and some asparagus, and we're going to do it all from scratch. What? So, we were craving, how this came about is we were craving some Chinese. We don't really eat out. The last two times we went and we left. Like, we went, got our food, and we left. But for the most part, we eat at home and we make it at home. Just, you already know why. I don't need to say, it's already out there for us. Now, for those that do eat out, more power to you. Be safe, but that's just not something that we really do.
Right.
I'm looking out my window as I put these thoughts together, so if you see me staring off, I'm looking out the window. So
okay, you'd be looking wrong because the window's that way. That way.
Shh, don't tell my secrets. But we wanted to. Oh, you all late with it. So as you see, you see our chef. Oh wait, move. See our chef. Hello, what are you doing? I don't know if you saw my lips wasn't moving, even though it may seem like it was my chef talking. No, I'm not going to say that. They was not talking, that was me. Because if they start talking, we going to have some issues. Anyway, so.
Oh, word.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do some sweet and sour chicken. We're going to do some rice. The rice recipe we saw is from Aaron and Claire, and we'll explain as we go. And then we saw the sweet and sour sauce from another person, and we'll make sure that they get the credit and all that good stuff, and we'll send you to the link. We'll put the link down where we saw that at. With that, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves together, and then we're going to show you everything that we're going to need. And as always, you don't think about stuff until you get to doing it. So if you see it pop up, just know you're going to need that too. And we'll do our best to keep the time and the measurements and everything, so we can put that down for at least for the chicken, because the other stuff will be in the recipes. Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment down below if you like this video and what you like, what you didn't like. You won't hurt our feelings, I promise. And make sure you hit the notification bell. And then, as always, share. You like the remix? Share. You like that? You like that? I hope so. But with this, we're gonna go ahead and get started, and we will see you soon. Again, thank you for tuning in to check out your host Brian and the co-host Chef Drea. We thank you.
Oh, did you want me to say my name that time?
It's all good. It's all good. I got you covered. And we just wanted to say thank you. Also, if you're wondering about our glass cutting board, we just want to send a big shout out to our sister Ebony, because if it wasn't for her, we would have never got the idea to get it. And we actually like it. We just don't like the noise it makes when you got to cut on it. But other than that, yeah. So we just wanted to say thanks, Ed. We wanted to let people know that you're the reason why we got the glass cutting board, in case anybody ever wanted to know and ask, but we wanted to give you a shout out as well. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support, everybody. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. Talk to you soon. So we're going to start with the rice, and what we're going to do for this rice, this is the one recipe that we mentioned at the beginning. We're going to make fried rice, starting with this rice. Now in the recipe it calls for 2 eggs, cooked rice, any seasoning. We're going to actually use oyster sauce, but you can use salt, soy sauce, oyster sauce, chicken stock, any seasoning, cooking oil, and green onion. With the oil, you want anything except no virgin olive oil, no olive oil. And so we're going to do this recipe. This one's from Aaron and Claire, and we'll make sure we put the description in where you can find the recipe and where you can watch the video, because there was other fried rice videos as well. We have our And here go the ingredients. We have our rice, eggs, green onions, our vegetable oil, and in case I missed it, our oyster sauce. So for our rice, you're going to need 2 cups of water, and then you bring it to a boil, and then once it's ready, you put in a cup of rice. That's going to give us 4 servings. That's what we're doing. You might do more, you might do less. I don't know how to do the less. I'm just saying. So, as you see, our pot is ready. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Look at it skate. It's skating around the pan. Alright, now we're going to add our 2 cups of water. Listen to that. And then at this point, if you want to add any other seasonings, you're more than welcome to add any seasonings. That way your rice will be seasoned once you put it in. If anything, we're going to add, and this is what we're going to add, the hot paprika to ours. You do whatever you want, but this is what we doing. It doesn't really say on the recipe, so this is like a little Brian and Chef Dre spin. So we put our tablespoon of hot paprika in the boiling water, and we're going to use the measuring cup to actually stir it. Stir it around. It shouldn't do anything to it just because it's not grease. It's water and butter. Now, let's see if we can get it boiling on camera. I don't know if you see that, but you see it. Look at it, it's so beautiful. Look at that. You see that finger? That Chef Dre pointing it out. It's so gorgeous. Now we're going to add, this is when you add your cup of rice. And now we add our cup of rice. We're going to stir it around with our spoon. Bow. You like her little sound effects, right? See, I rubbed off. And so we stir it around, get it all coated, and now we wait according to the package. And so what we're going to do is we're going to cover it, we're going to simmer it for about 20 minutes, and we're going to let it do its thing, or until all the water is absorbed. Oh my gosh. Absorbed. Yes, until it's all observed. And then when it's observed, yeah, well, the water will be watching us. So once it's been observed, then you check it. I don't know. Sorry, y'all. Can't help it. This is what we do. We have fun in here. So we're going to check it in 20 minutes. We'll actually check it probably in 15 minutes just to make sure you don't want to burn rice. And then we're going to move on with the next step, which will be, while it's cooling, we're going to work on the chicken. So we will talk to you soon and get things started. Yep. Okay, look. No, I'm sorry. We're going to go ahead and get things started. We're going to go ahead and let that cook, and in the meantime, we're going to get some other stuff prepared. So, when it's ready, we like, bow, look at that, bow, look at that, bow, look at that. You know, things like that. So, we'll see you soon. Alright, so now it's time to check the rice. We're at the 10-minute mark. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, it looks like our rice is done. So now that the rice is done, we took it off the heat. It's going to sit off to the side for a little bit so it can cool off and whatnot. And if need be, you put it in the refrigerator for a little bit, but we got to wait till it cools off so we can. What we're going to do in the meantime while we're waiting on that, we're going to get this other stuff ready. We're going to rinse our asparagus off, get it seasoned, and we'll show you how we in this house bake it, broil it, roast it, all of the above. Alright, so so we're going to go ahead and do the asparagus right now. So you'll see that soon. So this is the process that I did, and I guess I can share it with the family. So we took the asparagus, as you seen in the picture when we rinsed it off. So now that we put it in a storage bag, because it's going to be like how some people do chicken where they put the flour in and they shake it. Well, we're going to do that with the asparagus to make sure all the seasoning is on it. We rinsed it off. We didn't dry it off because I guess for us we want it to stick since we're putting it in the oven. So we put the white pepper in. Ooh, look at that. Which is, from what I understand and from our understanding, is a lot spicier than regular pepper. And then we're going to put the sazon, the vegetable sazon in. That's this. And we put it in. You know, we sprinkled the whole packet in. And then we're going to close the bag up and shake it up. You want to make sure there's air in the bag so you have room to move it around. So don't take the air out because you'll see why. Alright, as you see it there, and there you go. And that's basically how you get it to be seasoning the easy way and keeping your hands clean until it's time to pull it out. Now, as you see, it is fully seasoned now. Now, you can add whatever seasoning you want. This is what we did because it actually tastes pretty good. So now, we're going to move it to our tray, or our cookie sheet. And with the cookie sheet, as you can tell, has parchment paper, but that's just there, honestly. I don't know, was it a brilliant idea that Brian had, and it actually worked out. So, but you're going to put the actual asparagus on the foil. So you get you some foil, and you take your now seasoned asparagus. Side note, for those that don't want to get your hands dirty, you're going to get some tongs, Chef Drea, and you're going to put it on the foil. However, if you don't mind getting your hands dirty, because then you get to taste the seasonings on the asparagus and you get a preview of what your asparagus shall look like. Alright, so that's about right for what we're going to do. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 heads of asparagus. We're going to now take a tablespoon of unsalted butter, and we're going to either use a knife, use some scissors, or whatever you have to cut, and we're going to spread it out in different places, in about 3-4 places, and then we're going to close the foil up. Alright, so we have our butter, our unsalted butter. As you can see, we're going to do about 2 tablespoons of this butter, guesstimate, but this is the first tablespoon. And be careful when you're doing this because you see how I'm cutting it, I didn't lay it down. And then you take your butter, and all you do is you just, all you do is you just cut it up. I'm going to cut this into 4s, and then I'll arrange it. But you cut it into 4s, and you just sit it in random places. And the reason is because you're going to end up folding this like so. And then you're going to close it up. You'll leave that back piece open. But as a matter of fact, you can do either side. It doesn't matter, but you want to leave one of the pieces open. But this part is good right here. And then you just flip it over. You got your open end, you got your close end, and now for the second one. And voila, we have our 1, 2, and then I just, for whatever reason, trying to be fancy, I guess, I put a piece of foil in the middle. There's foil, they're sitting on the bottom piece of foil, so it's double foiled at the bottom, so to speak, and that's what the pan looks like. So now, hold on, see? So now they're ready for the oven. So we're going to put them in the oven at 400 degrees. We'll leave them in there, and then we'll check them again in about, I say 20 minutes to see if they're ready. If not, then you check 10-minute increments after that. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and get started on our chicken portions for the sweet and sour. So we're going to do this a little different. We're not going to fry it, and we're not going to bake it. We're going to cut it up into cubes, and we're going to put it in the wok, and we're going to add some water to it. And we're going to cook it in the water, add some seasoning, things like that. And yeah, cook it till it's done. Add your seasonings because we want it to be healthy. Like I said, this meal is semi-healthy. As you see, Chef Jerry is cutting the strips for the cubes. Halfway done. Look at that. We didn't season it yet, but we will. Just wait. We gotta wait till all that over there is finished. It's not yet, but ooh. Alright, so now we have our chicken cut up and ready to go. But first, before we do that, we're going to season the chicken and then we're going to put it in the wok and we're going to add our water. We're looking at probably about a cup to 2 cups of water just to get it going. And in the meantime, we'll show you what we're going to be adding to the chicken once it gets done or near done so it can all cook together. See you soon. Alright, so we moved our chicken to the container. We're going to go ahead and season it with garlic powder. That's probably, I would say, a tablespoon, if that. We're going to assume these are tablespoons. Onion powder. And last, but definitely not the least of all the seasonings, the white pepper. And then if you want to add something else, you can add whatever you want. This is what we're going to do. Because, yeah, this is just what we're going to do. Now we're going to mix it all together. Alright, now that it's all mixed, we're going to move it to our wok. Alright, so now we're going to add our chicken to the wok, or the pan if you don't have a wok. You hear that sizzle? Look at that. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. Beautifulness in all its glory. And now we'll add a cup of water. And as you see, the glove came off. Well, you didn't see it, but you know, you got to take the gloves off, all that good stuff. So we added a cup of water, and we're going to stir it around to make sure it's enough water. And that should be good, but if you feel not, then add another cup or a half cup or however cup. You know, just cup, in the cup, in the cup. Yeah, I made it rhyme, yeah. Alright, so we're going to add another cup of water. Because we want this covered, so we're going to add another cup of water to this. So now we're going to add, that was the rest of it, but it's 2 cups of water that we have in there, and then we're going to cover. And we're going to let this cook for about 5 minutes, and then you come back, you check it, you know, every 5 minutes or whatever. 10 minutes if you feel lucky. But yeah, that's how we're going to do it. Get this cooked and then we'll add the other stuff to it. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to add this to the chicken just to give it some color. You don't have to if you don't want to, or if you don't have it, that's fine as well. But we're going to add some of those the peppers, sweet peppers, and a red onion. Alright, let's get started. So you're going to cut off the tops, and we're going to set those to the side. And then we got to cut the pepper. And we're going to go ahead and clean the inside up. Get it all cleaned out. Clean out them seeds. Alright, so now we have all our peppers cut, and we're going to go ahead and get these cut up. I mean, yeah, cut, but now they're all cleaned out, rinsed off, and whatnot. And we're going to go ahead and get these cut up so they're going to be put in with the chicken. Look at that beautiful bean footage. Or pepper footage. Look, trying to be fancy.
No.
See, I would have never thought to do that. That's Chef Drea, being all fancy smancy. For us regular folk, you know, I wouldn't have thought of that. So yes, look at her, not trying to be fancy, but being fancy. I think that's pretty cool, so I'm showcasing it on the film. Well, on the video. Alright, we're going to go ahead and let her do what she got to do. In the meantime, I'm going to go check this asparagus. Now, it's time for the asparagus check. Now, the one thing I did that I didn't do in the other, when I did it earlier this week, is I probably shouldn't have flipped it, because you need that flap to be able to open it. So if you do flip it, just be mindful that it may cause a mess. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this back, and as you see, our asparagus is done. Alright, so now we're back to checking our chicken. It's been about 10-15 minutes since we did it. So as you see, our chicken is now done. It tastes pretty good. I did taste some. You just got to take my word for it. But as you see, we have a lot of water left over. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this water and we're going to actually pour it into our big boy right here cup. And the reason is that way we can have some broth. And see, we have our broth. How to store it and all that good stuff, I'm just clueless. So you want to, tell us in the comments, how do you store this? Because with us, we'll probably put it in a jar that we have. We have those mason jars, stick it in the fridge and use it at a later date. If we can't figure out how to use it today, because like I said, we're doing a sweet and sour chicken, so it'll definitely be used for a later date. But that's the chicken broth that we have left over. So now we're going to go ahead and get the rest of the vegetables cut in so we can add it into that. See you in a little bit. Alright, so we're back and the peppers are cut and they're getting ready to go in with the chicken. So we're going to put these, look at that beautiful color, I tell you. And we're going to go ahead and stir this up. Get that mixed in. And now while that's cooking and heating up, because we're going to put our little foil cover on it and we're going to turn it down a little bit. That way it can just go ahead and do what it needs to do while we cut the onion up. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and get this onion prepared. The beautifulness. See, she pulling out all the fancy stops. Me, I'd have been like, and I'd have been pulling everything else but that. So I'd have lost the whole outer layer of my onion. I wouldn't even did that. I'd just been like, screw it. A whole piece would have been gone.
And that's why you have.
Did you hear the glow? If not, repeat what you said, Chef Dre.
And that's why you have.
Look, you hear her gloat again twice now. Oh.
I sure did.
So now we're going to go ahead and, oh my goodness. Now we're going to go ahead and cut this onion up and get it in there. In the meantime, while that's happening, I'm going to go stir the chicken and pepper combination. So now I'm going to go ahead and stir this up just to make sure the peppers and everything blend in. Now you do want to leave a little bit of liquid. Look, I'm just trailing off. I'm operating the camera as well. So, sorry. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to stir this in. And then when the onion's done, the onion will come in. And we're going to add some of that broth that we had earlier. We're going to add a little bit back in just so we can go ahead and saute or whatever you want to call it. So let's go see how the onions are doing.
The onions are doing fine. Back to you, Brian.
So now that our onion is done, guess where that's going? I hope you guessed it, right into the pot.
Into the pot, oh graduates of the cutting board.
And now we're going to stir this. Get it all blended in. Told you this ain't like no sweet and sour chicken that you're used to. This is the Brian and Chef Drea remix. Because it's ours. Why not? Ooh, look at all those colors. Like, seriously, it is really colorful. I hope that's coming across on camera because that is nice. So we're going to add a little bit of broth. Oh yeah, sorry. Forgot to tell you. We had moved it down to low. So we added the broth and we're going to turn it back up to, we had it on medium heat. It would just medium. It wouldn't be medium high or medium low. We're going to put it back on medium heat. That way it can go ahead and do what it needs to do. So now we're going to let that do what it does. We're not going to cover it because we got to pay attention to the sizzle so we can start stirring it again. And now it is time for us to go ahead and get ready to do this. Perfect rice for fried rice is actually the name of it. So we're about to get started. Talk to you in a few minutes. Alright, so we're going to go ahead. You hear the sizzle? So we're going to go ahead and get this stirred up. And basically what it comes down to is you're gonna do it as if you had cooked the peppers and you sauteed the onions. Only we're not using any oil. We're using the broth, the liquid that was in there. And so we're gonna add a little bit more broth. And you do it in increments because you want to make sure all the onions are cooked to your likeness, to what you like. If you want them crunchy, then this about, you do this and keep it on medium, and just when it starts to sizzle, stir it up and it'll be done. If you don't want them crunchy, then you add the broth in increments, and that's how much, up to you. You add the broth in increments, and whenever it's basically whenever it's where you want it to be, then it's done. Alright, check back with you in a little bit. Alright, so now we're going to transfer the chicken concoction that we made for our sweet and sour chicken. We're going to transfer that to a bowl. And the reason is because now we need to walk for the fried rice. So, bear with us. Yes, with us. As we get that transition together. Now, for us, we're not going to rinse it out. We're going to keep those same flavors, and we're going to use it for the this is what I'm doing, trying to say, you know how you get that moment when you're trying to figure out what you're saying? This is what I'm doing, trying to figure out what I'm trying to say while we get it ready for the stir fry. So now we're going to move over to this bowl, and we're going to take 2 eggs. We're going to take all 4 eggs, because again, it's for 1 serving. We're going to take 4 eggs, and we're going to crack them in this bowl, and we're going to beat it. So as you see, we cracked our eggs, and we're going to beat them. Look, y'all know the song Beat It. I don't know if we get hit with a copyright for playing it, so we're not going to play it. Just play it in your mind, or play it on this part of the video in your mind, in the privacy of your home, or wherever you listen to this. And yeah, there you go. That's what's going through my mind and her mind right now. And so we just wanted to add that, but we don't want any copyright strikes. So you won't get it from us unless we get the okay. If we get the okay, we'll play it. So the next step is to add the cooked rice and stir it. So now we're going to take that rice that we let cool from earlier. Look at that beautifulness. And as you remember, we put the hot paprika in, so that's what's giving it its red color. So we add the rice. Hope y'all like my music. If not, oh well. Alright, and then the directions say start. So now we're going to start. We got to make sure all the rice is cooked. The rice is cooked. We got to make sure all the rice is coated with the egg mixture.
That looks mixed to me. That look mixed to you?
Yep, that does look mixed. Oh wait, you missed a spot. No, I'm playing. I just wanted to say that. So now we're going to get our measuring cup, and we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce and 2 tablespoons of what kind of oil we got? Vegetable oil is what we're going to use for our seasoning. Oh, looking at the bottom of the bottle. Squeeze! 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. And now 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. This is the oil we chose. You could use canola, peanut. We chose vegetable. Now you could use olive oil. He just said no extra virgin olive oil. So now we got the 2 tablespoons, and we're going to stir that up. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by stirring with the tablespoon, just so we can get all the goodness out of it. And then we're going to go ahead and stir with the spoon once all the goodness is taken out of it. And now we're going to stir and mix all that in. I'm telling you, it looks good, but don't taste it. Remember, there's raw egg in there. Now, if you're feeling adventurous like when we were little and your grandma or your mom or whoever you baked with or your dad or whoever you baked with was like, here, do you want the spoon? Do you want the bowl? Do you want the mixer? Come on now. I hope everybody had that kind of childhood. I did.
Yeah.
So I hope y'all got to experience it. If not, hope you do it. You know, we're still here, God willing. But they say it's not safe, but I don't know because every once in a while, as you see, we got that cake right there. So, so now we're going to go ahead, those green onions that you saw, we're going to go ahead and get those cut. And we're going to create our 2 piles. Let's get set up. All right, so it says you got to make 2 piles. So we're going to go ahead and get the white parts cut off. The light green, the light, that's your first pile. And then, all right, so we got the first pile set up to the side, ready to go. And now we're going to get the second pile started. See, she do better than me. I'm not that gracious with the knife. I can cut, but it ain't that smooth. So you gotta give her props, because if you can't do it, and she can do it, and you know somebody else that can do it, give them all the props in the world, because it's not easy for people like me. Look at that beautifulness. All right, now we got our 2 piles. So now it says we're to get some oil ready in the wok. So as you see, it's smoking, so that means it's ready. We're gonna pour a little bit of oil in there. Boom. See, we had just enough. Yep. Had just enough. We're gonna move that around. We got it on medium heat, because if you put it on high, it's one of them sensing stoves or whatever we were blessed with. So you put it on. So we got the. So you put it on 5, and it's kind of like high, but it's really medium. I mean, it's actually pretty cool. So now, oh, that smells good. I'll get you one. So we're gonna put the white parts in. Oh my gosh. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and stir it up. Listen to that sound. And the next step is, now that I smell the onion. Ooh, look at that.
Once you feel the onion.
Oh wait, yeah, it says once you feel the onion. Okay, so once you have feel the amazing aroma from the green onions, change the heat to high heat. And we're going to add the rice. Alright, so now it's just stir, stir, stir. Alright, so now, after a few minutes, we're going to add the other green onions and go ahead and do that for another minute. Oh, my stomach. And if you want to add any ingredients, any other ingredients, this will be the time to add those ingredients, according to the recipe. But for us, we're going to end up just topping, using a plate, putting the rice, and then topping it with the chicken. So now that it's done, we're going to turn the heat off, because you don't want it to burn. No. And as far as the oil, we added about 3 tablespoons, just cooking throughout, because our wok is pretty big. So we're going to go ahead and move it off the eye. So the other night we did the sweet and sour sauce. So it's already made, and we'll show you the end product of it. But I can tell you about it. So on the recipe it says that you're going to need a cup of pineapple juice. If you have canned pineapples, that's a cup of juice, we found out. Half a cup of packed light brown sugar, a half a cup of rice vinegar, a quarter cup of ketchup, well, a fourth cup, 1 tablespoon of low sodium soy sauce, 3 drops of red food coloring, and it says it's optional. That's what we did to get the red color. Tablespoon of cornstarch. Instead of cornstarch, we used the Bob's Red Mill potato starch, unmodified. and 2 tablespoons of water. And you add the juice, the sugar, the vinegar, the ketchup, soy sauce, and food coloring to a saucepan. You put it on medium heat. You stir that until it comes to a boil. When it comes to the boil, that's when you'll add the cornstarch, and you mix the cornstarch and water in a bowl, and then you add it to the stuff. Whisk it well until the cornstarch is fully incorporated, and when it's thickened, you allow it to cool. So now we're about to show you what it looks like when you do it. Like I said, we had already made it. We already had it from the other day. So
Yesterday, actually.
from yesterday?
We did it yesterday.
Oh, so we did it yesterday. I forgot. But like I said, this is Chef Dre. And we did it yesterday. And voila, this is what it looks like. It tastes pretty good. And we figure, oh, well, today we're going to do some sweet and sour. With all the flavors combined, we're going to find out how they taste good. And I'm going to try to make this rhyme. Boom, did it. So, the asparagus, we turn the oven off, put it back in there just so it can stay warm. In case you're wondering, well, where did it go? That's where it went. And you see the corner of the wok with the rice and the chicken. So now we're going to go ahead and get ready to put this meal together. And we will be back shortly for the taste test. The final journey of the test in front of the chefs. Dun, dun, dun. Hopefully I can add some sound effects and that you won't have to hear my sorry sound effects. But if not, guess what? Sound effects for life. Oh yeah, I forgot. We're going to have some strawberry cake. Like I said, semi-healthy. Strawberry cake with some strawberry icing. I don't know if it's going to make it to the video or not, but if it does, you'll see it. If not, trust it was good. So now we're going to take our sauce. It's ready to, it's heated back up. We're going to pour it on our chicken. Oh man, look at that. And we're going to stir it all together.
I need every bit of that.
Okay, after she gets every bit of it. And now we're going to stir it. Stir it up together. Make sure it's all coated. Now, we may have some for tomorrow, for Sunday, for Easter. I don't know. We may not, depending on how good it is and how full we get. But it seems that it's been working out where we have leftovers, so that's been a plus when we do this.
All right.
All right, let's see how this tastes, shall we? I got the piece of chicken, onion, and a pepper, and some sauce. So I'm about to taste this just to show you before we mix it with everything else. Let's see.
Okay, daughter, I'm going to say this just for you. You saw your dad do the dance again.
Fire. That's all I can say. Fire. Now, when it's combined, it's going to be fire. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and get the stuff for the cake together. And then we'll be back to show you how we're doing this. Talk to you soon. So now for dessert. Touch my glasses, pull them up, straighten them.
The final frontier.
I know. Yes, I was being sarcastic, by the way. But now we're about to do it for dessert. We're about to do our cake. Whew. We are some tired chefs. Oh, wait. Hold on. I'll be back. Whew. I was trying to have a sound effect, maybe I can get the effect, to make it look like, a whole bunch of sweat. But what I was going to do, I'd have had a greasy forehead. So, we're about to do this strawberry. What is the name of that cake, baby? Alright, so we're about to do this. The super moist strawberry cake mix. Okay. There's pudding in the mix! Okay, so, it's by Betty Crocker. This is not from scratch. But we are going to...
Not sponsored.
Yeah, and it's not sponsored. Ain't none of our stuff. None of our stuff is sponsored. But... So... we need a cup of water, half a cup of vegetable oil, and 3 eggs. And we'll go through step by step. But let me show you what we got that we're going to do. We're going to start off with this. Alright folks, so it'd be nice to turn the camera on you now. We're going to heat the oven at 350 for shiny. We got a Bundt cake. Hold on, I forgot. Hold on. There we go, a bundt cake pan. Our oils and whatnot, the vegetable oil, the spray, the spatula, the cups, the eggs, the icing, which goes on last, and our mixer, don't hate. So first things first, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get this all sprayed up. Now what we're using is the canola oil, that there, to spray this up, get it all greased and ready. You missed a spot. Voila, look at that, beautiful. You missed another spot.
No, I didn't.
Alright, so we're going to let that go ahead and do what it needs to do. I know, I'm just moving stuff around, but as you see, it's greased. And now on to the mixing. We're going to add our cake mix. Our eggs.
Egg number 1. Yum, 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 yum. Egg number 2. Yum, 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 yum. Egg number... You can count, I hope. But if not, 3. Yum, yum, yum. Come on now. Yum, 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 yum.
Our cup of water. Look at that beautifulness. And our half a cup of oil. And then we're going to mix all that together until it's well mixed. So now we're going to go ahead and get it all mixed in.
Who says you can't do it with a whisk?
So now that the mixture is done, we're going to go ahead and pour it into our pan that's sitting over there. Just waiting. It's had its alone time, and now it's time for it to be
Mingled together.
We're going to go ahead and pour this in. We want to make sure that you get it in all the way.
Ooh, look at that. It just disappeared from view. Look at that loveliness.
And now it's ready, and we're going to go ahead and put it in the oven. And for the bake time, it's 38 to 43 minutes. And then when we come back, we're going to put everything together. You know, you got to take it out, let it cool off, put the icing on, get it out the bundt pan, and then we'll show you the whole meal together. So we will see you in about 40 minutes. Talk to you soon. All right, the time has come to check the cake. Ooh, that cake look good. Look at that. Look at that. Oh man. So we're gonna go ahead and check it out.
Too bad we don't have smelly.
All right, so now we're gonna do the test. We don't have a toothpick, but we got this skewer. Ooh, we got that metal skewer. We're gonna poke it in and see if it's done. You know, you poke it in, pull it out. If it's clean, it's done. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's done. Poke it one more time for the beautifulness. We're going to poke it in a different spot just to make sure. Boom. Look at that. Clean. So now we got to let it cool. And then once it cools, we'll go ahead, get it out, get it iced up, all that good stuff. And then we're going to go eat. See you in a little bit. All right, so now the moment of truth for the cake. Ding, 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 ding. All right, here we go.
Put it down, Kurt.
There we go, the reveal. Boom, just that little bit. But look at that. Came out good. Yeah, we left it in a little too long, but it's all good. No harm, no foul. And Voila, we're about to ice it up right now. We'll show you the finished product when we're excuse me, when we're done. Alright, so we have our bowl, and I'm gonna show you something that we just figured out. You know, you don't have to do it, but we gonna do it because it just looks cool. If you ever wondered how they get that professional looking bowl, you know. But look at
Voila.
that. Pretty awesome. So now we're going to add our meat, and we're going to add our asparagus, and we're going to show you when it's done. Oh, that is so pretty. And voila. We have our asparagus. You've seen the rice dome, and then we have the sweet and sour chicken over the top with the little star of the asparagus on top. I'm ready to dig in, but we just wanted to show you the age of perfection in our eyes because we made it. So, you know, whenever you do something, it's yours, so it's perfect. Even if you don't think it is, it's perfect because you did it. It's yours. Can't nobody say they did it. Sorry. So, so we're about to go ahead and get it together so I can do a taste test and see what it tastes like. See you soon. All right, Chef Drea. I don't know how to zoom it out all the way. All right. Bless food, juice, name, prayer, man. So what are your thoughts on our Asian-inspired meal?
Dude, this is good. This is really good.
So, what are your thoughts on the asparagus?
Want me to taste it again?
Yeah. Because we tasted it off camera, but we didn't taste it on camera to give it our full thoughts. Now that it's rested, sat for a little bit.
That's good. That's good. That's really good. That's really good.
Alright. So now, this is our cake. What could we have did differently, or what would you have done differently? Because this is what we did. And it's just for us, so it's not trying to win any points, but give us your thoughts in the comment section. And now comes the best part. What is that, Chef Drea?
Cutting the cake.
And tasting it. It's about to go on a plate right there. And we about to taste it. Well, I am, because she did the last one. Watch it go. Wow. So now it is time. Let me go get a fork. All right, so here we are with the cake. Now you seen Chef Drea. She did the dinner. This is dessert. So now it's my turn to taste it. Let's see. So I'm about to dig in. I'm about to cut into our strawberry cake. Though it got a nice crust on it. I don't know if you can see it. And we just put the icing on it. So I'm about to check it out. It got that bomb crust. And the icing just makes it go. It's the best way. I have no words for how good this is. This is really good.
Thank you guys for, I guess you say, having dinner with us. Or at least preparation of dinner. Don't know else what to say. We're going to eat. But before I go, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell. So next time you know when we put something great like this up. Alright, you guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye. Peace.